Contrary to what I've been seeing with my eyeballs, which says that the Packers are kind of like a middle of the pack, pun intended, defense, they're actually top 10, ninth, ninth overall. I feel like it said. I looked it up on, yeah, eighth. Excuse me. They are eighth overall on defense, eighth passing, 13th rushing. So it's like, damn, maybe I am being a little too negative. Maybe I am being a little too hard on these guys, man. But to me, the fact that they've looked as bad as they look with all the missed tackles, some of the ridiculous calls that Patton have made when you have, you know, Montravius Adams and Kenny Clark dropping back into coverage and you putting, you know, Preston Smith out there on an island like a fucking cornerback. They've actually had some stops. They've actually had, got some pressure on teams. They don't give up a lot of plays plays in the passing game. Now, when you watch the game, you'll see there are plays that, maybe the quarterback threw a bad ball, receivers dropped it, or guys, kind of get lucky. Like I think there was a play last week where Josh Jackson was in coverage, and I thought obviously it was a pass interference because the ball's coming in. He's kind of looks like he's face guarding a little bit. He didn't turn his head around. I mean, I think by the letter of the rule, that's pass interference, and that could have been a spot foul. They would have had the ball inside the 10. There were two times also where Robinson scored touchdowns on runs, and they got called back for penalties. So, I mean, I think, as I said, numbers can lie because when I'm watching the games, bro, like they don't look like a top 10 defense. They don't look like a top 10 defense at all to me. They look like a 12th, 15th place ranked defense, somewhere in between there. So, that's why this thing is tricky, man. That's why it's tricky. You got the statistics and then you got the eyeball test. And I think the statistics are saying one thing, but the eyeballs are telling me something else. And I think it's somewhere in the middle, and that's why people are saying fire Pep because we look and we say Jair Alexander is having an all pro season, damn near, I would say, a defensive MVP type season. But it's lost in the performance of those around him. I think they got something with this Kamal Martin kid. I think Gary can play. Zadarius Smith has 8 sacks. He's on pace to match 13 and a half or probably even surpass that. Now, the pressures are down. Preston Smith hasn't showed up to work. I mean, he had a sack, I think, last game. He had a batted pass. He had a couple of plays last game against the Jaguars, but I'm not one of these people that's gonna be like, hey, you gotta play who you play and everybody's a professional and all this other shit. Like, yeah, that's true. They are all professionals. The other team gets paid too, but when you are 1-7, you are literally the second worst team in the league, and you don't even have your starting quarterback. Like, that's not worth getting a pat on the back. Like, from a defensive performance, I'm not gonna go and be like, hey man, good game. I'm gonna be like, look, y'all, like real talk, keep it a whole motherfucking buck with y'all. We should have shut these niggas out. They shouldn't have scored shit. But y'all was sloppy, out of position. We probably, could have coached better. And we gave up 20 what? What was the score? What was the score? What was the score? Wait, what was the score? Was it 22 to 28 or some shit like that? They gave up 3 touchdowns, bro. They gave up 3 touchdowns. I don't want to hear this shit. Everybody wanna everybody try and interrupt my streams. Look at this. What are you doing? Shut up. What was the score last week? Yeah, 20-24. I think there's a miss kicked in there somewhere. Or let's see the game. I feel like there's a missed point in there somewhere. Or failed attempt, failed extra point or some shit like that. But 20 points, man. To this team, honestly, it's a little unacceptable, if you ask me. It's unacceptable. So, but I'm gonna keep faith, man. I'm gonna keep faith, keep hope, and say that this week they figure it out. Why would they figure it out 11 weeks into the season when they hadn't figured it out all year? Who knows? Maybe they really looked really took a good hard look at themselves in the mirror. Maybe Packin ripped into their ass like never before. Maybe they threatened his job. They said, look, if you don't come out here, if they come out here and you let them rush for 20 yards on us, that's your ass, nigga. Maybe. So let's say they figure it out. Let's say they hold the Colts rushing game, which isn't as good as I thought it was on paper at least. Maybe they hold him to under 100 yards. And they get after Philip Rivers, who's a statue in the pocket. And hopefully Jair Alexander's playing and he shuts his opponent down like he has for the past 4 or 5 weeks. And let's say Josh Jackson has his best game of his life. And let's say Alan Lazard is back and we got our full stable of weapons, of horses. We got the whole fucking arsenal again. Lazard, MVS coming off the best game of his career. Adams, the quote unquote number one receiver in the league, even though he fucking dropped the pass last. Actually, he dropped 3 passes last game. And he had a fumble. I don't fuck with him for that. But at the end of the day, I still think he's top 1, 2, 3. I put him over Thomas, but under Hopkins, honestly. And Julio, actually, I'm undecided on Julio. I'm undecided on Julio, but I feel like it's Julio, Hopkins, Adams, and Thomas. To me, those are the guys you have to give it to Thomas because he's been consistent as fuck. But I'd probably say Hopkins, Adams, Julio. Hmm. That sounds crazy when you say it out loud, but I really think that Adams has this ability, but he's not consistent enough, bro. He's got to be more consistent. Like that play that he had against the Jags when he fumbles the ball, like that can't happen, man. The play in Tampa where it hits him in the hands and it gets deflected and it turns into an interception, that can't happen. Those aren't top. It can't happen as often as it does. I feel like with Devontae, like he balls, and then frequently enough, like he has these games where he drops passes or he has fumbles or some shit, or like bad things happen. It's like, bro, like you gotta be that needs to be anomalies, but I don't think those are anomalies with him. So then we got Aaron Jones, who hopefully maybe third week back he'll be a little bit more healthier, and if not, we got Swerve, we got Jamal Williams, we got Tunyon, as he said he wants it to be pronounced. Bakhtiari just got paid, so he's gonna be out there looking to eat. And let's just say the Packers, they pull it out 30, ugh, 30 against this defense. I love to see it, but I haven't seen them do it against tough defense. So we're gonna say, look, Green Bay, they go out, they score 24 on the number one ranked defense in the league, and they hold them to 17. So I'm going 24-17 Packers on the road to get a win that they really need to right the ship on this season for me and for a lot of Packers fans out there who are skeptical but optimistic. I'm skeptical but optimistic because I look at them on paper and I look at what they did last year and I feel like they should be able to do it. Now, the reason why I'm skeptical is because I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it consistently. I haven't seen it as much as I would like. I haven't seen it to me when it counts against those real contenders, against those tough teams that are going to run the ball and that are going to stop the run and that are going to get pressure and that can scheme up how to take Devontae out the game. Can Devontae Adams, like when they have schemed to get you completely removed from the game, can you still find a way to get open? Can you still find a way to have maybe not a dominant day. Maybe you don't have 12 catches for 180 yards and 3 touchdowns, but you still get those key first downs. 5 or 6 catches for 70 yards and a touchdown, and half those catches go for first down. To me, that's a dominant game against a dominant defense. That's what we need. We need him to not get erased against these defenses. And then hopefully with Lazard back, and like I said, MVS coming off his best game, he's feeling himself, talking about keep that same energy. They'll be able to be they'll have enough firepower to blow these Colts away and get and go to 8-2 in a year and stay in first place, man, because they're in first place in the NFC right now. They are in first place in the NFC conference. So, and they're gonna need that, man. I think they haven't played a game at home in the NFC Championship game in a very long time. Long time. Long time. So they need that, bro. They really need that. And Rogers has talked about it. He's never done it. So I just to prove that I'm not that negative guy, man. I'm not that negative guy that fans seem to think that I am. I'm a positive dude, man. I'm just hard on these teams. I'm hard on these guys. I'm hard on the front office. I'm very critical of Aaron Rodgers. I'm critical of everything that they do. Instead of critical, I'm critical of myself. So of course I'm gonna be critical of others. I wanted to get into some other things. I wanted to get into the when I'm really losing my light, and this I don't know what this is almost looking like some sort of like you know uh, kidnapping video or some shit like hostage video or something. I don't even know what this is looking like right now. I lost all my light, but that's why I got this camera because it does well in low lit situations. You can still see me. Um, I gave the prediction for the game. Players to watch. Let me just say, players to watch. Players to watch. Players to watch. Players to watch. I think it's going to really be incumbent Alan Lazard. He's coming back. He's been practicing the last couple weeks. He's coming back. We missed him. He had the game of his life. Then he had the fucking core muscle injury. He's missing. He's down for a month. And now he's coming back at the perfect time. We really need that legitimate number two with MVS kind of showing up and Adams being who he is. I'm looking at Alan Lazard to have a game to reinstill some to put the teeth back in this offense. Because honestly, I know that they were number one for the first 4 weeks. They were blowing shit everybody away. But Adams went down, then Lazard went down, Jones went down. Offensive line was getting reshuffled every other week, sometimes multiple times in the game. But now dudes is healthy a little bit. People are healthier. And just at the right time. Just at the right time. Just like that. Hopefully, the bite is back in this offense. They're gonna come out. I said 24-17, but really, for some reason, I want to say 31-24. Which is that better? 31-24. I'm even going 31-7. I'm even going 24-17 or 31-24. Packers. The bite is back on offense. They have their struggles on defense like they do, but maybe they get a turnover, create a fumble, interception, tip pass, or maybe the defense just tees off on Philip Rivers and they sack him a bunch of times or they get pressure on him. That's another thing on defense. I don't know if Alexander is playing, but we need somebody in that secondary to step up, and it ain't Savage as I like to call him, Darnell Average. Okay, average, because that's how he plays. He plays average as shit. Amos, he had a big play last week with the interception. Z has been playing his ass off, but Gary, we need Gary to step up. We need Gary to kind of push Preston out of the window here. I mean, not out of the window, but like, and I feel like they want to get them all three on the field, but I don't know, man. I feel like I want to see more from Gary, and I'm hoping this Kamal Martin kid can really have the best game of his life this week against Jordan against what's the guy's name? Jonathan Taylor. Okay, I think I maybe said Jordan Taylor. I have a friend named Jordan Taylor. Um, so those are my picks. I'm going with Lazard on offense. I'm going with Kamal Martin slash um, Rashawn Gary. Rashawn Gary on defense. Those are gonna be my players to watch. People, I'm hoping, praying, have big games on Sunday against Indianapolis. Green Bay comes out with the dub and stays in first place in the NFC conference. Okay. I wanted to do a top 10, but I'm not gonna get a chance to get to that. I wanted to break down some of the conferences calls and the Tuesday with Aaron. I didn't get to that, man. We get better with time. Okay. We're gonna be streaming every Wednesday and every game day, twice a week at least, live on Twitch TV right here, the Godchild channel. Okay, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this. Appreciate all your support. Please follow. You know what I'm saying? Check me out on YouTube. Shit, if you want to subscribe, subscribe. Shit, I know you got to pay for that, but check me out on YouTube, man. Godchild GDCHYLD Godchild University on YouTube. Okay, you can follow me on Twitter. What's Packin? WHATSPACKIN. What's Packin on Twitter? Shit. What else, man? That's really it, man. And if you go to my Twitter, you can see on my link tree, all my other links that I got going on. But hey, man, every Wednesday we're gonna try to do it earlier, maybe around 11 to 12 o'clock on Wednesdays, and then on game day, maybe an hour before through the game, and then we're gonna also do a post game wrap up show. So we're gonna be having like maybe 4 or 5 hours of coverage on Sundays on game days, man. Look forward to it. It's your boy Godchild. First up, his name. This has been What's Packing Week 11 preview. Indianapolis, Green Bay. Let's go. Go, go, pack.